it came to this, I looked at it for literally 9 months before I finally turned around. The Jerry Maguire moment that I had, I remember the date, I remember the time. It was February 10th, 2015, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning to be exact. And I woke up and I said, this is now going to flip. Once I had my arguments down, I made the series of videos. I tried to be as rational as possible. I did a lot of editing, and I made connections to dots that no one had done before.
This is a Reader's Digest version containing many of the interesting parts of the Flat Earth theory. The first question is invariably, is this a joke? Because it's a joke, right? And that's where we start, because it's one of our 2 basic childhood facts. 1 + 1 = 2, and the Earth is a globe.
Contribute to it all to help spread the word, and I didn't have experience in making videos, and I thought, well, I have special skills and abilities to maybe make some kind of physical model of the thing, because when you see it in 3D, it's a little easier to get the concept. If somebody would have said to me 3 years ago that I'd be known as the first person in the world to make these flat earth models, I would have laughed and said, you're completely insane. But here we are, and it happened, and I don't know how it happened. The very first one I made for Mark Sargent had the king dome on it. Over here is some examples of the newest ones. This one right here is number 33. 2 years in making FE models, September 11th, 2017. These little buttons I put on here to control the brightness. I'm a perfectionist, and as much as I'm selling these for, to me they got to be perfect.
You have a backup experiment. If you're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard, or at 17 feet off the water, the Earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 23 feet high and we're seeing the light, well, that's because the Earth's curved. So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're going to hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's as... we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting. Interesting there. That's interesting.
We carried out an experiment to test the rotation to the Earth. If the Earth is spinning at 1 rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15-degree-per-hour drift. Now, obviously we were taken aback by that. Wow, that's kind of a problem, right? We obviously were not willing to accept that, and so we started looking for ways to disprove that it was actually registering the motion of the Earth, and that it in fact was registering the motion of the sky. So the next thing that we set out to do was to encase the fiber optic gyro in what's called a zero Gauss chamber to see if we could actually shield the energies being generated by the heaven. And we were unsuccessful with that, unfortunately. So the next thing that we're going to try is encasing the entire apparatus in bismuth. If everything works well, I'd like to release it at the conference.
If there's not...
At a conference in Raleigh, we want to have proof there's no curvature.
And if we can do that, it's game over. But the rotation is not looking good at this point.
That's weird. That's so
We don't want to blow this, you know?
Right.
And we got $20,000 in this freaking gyro. But yeah, if we dumped what we found right now, we would be, it'd be bad. It would be bad. So what I just told you is confidential.
Okay, I won't say.